And if you have any questions during the talk, feel free to pop them in the chat. I've just messaged in the chat hi there. So if you have any questions, pop them in there. And then at the end, we'll turn the recording off and Joe will answer any questions. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Joe, and thank you for being here. And we're really excited to hear what you have to say.
Thank you, Emily. And yeah, I mean, just to say thanks for inviting me along. And hello to everyone that's joined us this evening, and thank you for your time too. As Emily said, my name is Joe Edmonds. I am a bereaved brother. I lost my brother Joshua in 2011 in a road traffic accident. He was traveling in Southeast Asia and was part of a small group of people, as you do when you go traveling at a young age, who he had met on his travels, and unfortunately lost his life in a road traffic accident. But as Emily said, since then, my father and my stepmother, mainly with various supporting crew members such as myself, set up the Good Grief Project with the aim to really support other bereaved parents who and families who have experienced an untimely loss. I will go on to speak a little bit more about the project a little bit later. I'm also a personal trainer, as Emily said, and she's taken the words out of my mouth. Really, I'm very passionate about supporting people through their health and fitness and their general well-being. And I guess due to that, I found my space really in where I could support my family's charity through our active grief weekend retreats, and that's where we hold weekend retreats as a place of solace really for bereaved families, with the main aim to encourage creative forms of grief, I guess. And one of those workshops that we use is an active based workshop that I lead. So we use physical exercise and movement as an expression of our grief through physical movement. So I just wondered, and again, I'm not sure whether this sort of goes alongside other workshops that you've done, Emily, but would it be possible for everyone to just quickly introduce themselves, perhaps say who they are, perhaps who they've lost, only if they feel comfortable. I just thought it'd be quite nice, and it's something that we always do in our charities. We say their name, I guess, and we share that and bring those people that we loved, into the virtual room in this instance. Would that be okay?
Yeah. We can always skip over people if they don't feel comfortable.
Absolutely. Please, if you're not comfortable with that, please you can stay silent for 5 seconds. I will pick up on that. I've got everyone's names in front of me. As I said, my name is Joe. I lost my brother Josh now 10 years ago, and it's nice to be here. Tracy.
Yeah, my name's Tracy. I lost my husband 7 weeks ago today. Daryl, his name is Daryl.
Daryl. Thank you, Tracy. Lizzie?
Hi there, I'm Lizzie. My mum passed away about 5-6 years ago now. So that's why I'm here.
And Lizzie, your mum's name?
Was the same as mine, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay, thank you. I'm realizing I'm introducing your names and then asking you to say who you are, which is already starting to be a bit funny. Emma Harvey.
Hi, I'm Emma. I lost my granddad 5 years ago and my grandma 2 years ago.
Sorry, Emma, thank you. And Runa?
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Runa. I lost my mum, Gailey, in November last year.
Thank you, Runa. Is it Alyssa?
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I lost my dad in 2011 and my mom in this past January.
And Alyssa, can I ask you what your parents' names were?
Oh, my dad was Eric and my mom is Amy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And apologies if I'm getting pronunciations wrong, but is it Javante?
Hi, I'm Javante, and I lost my nana in March. Her name was Veronica.
Thank you, Javante. Isabel? Hi, Isabel.
Oh, hi. My name is Isabel. I lost my mom about 1.5 years ago. My mom's name is Wally.
Thank you, Isabel. And Sandra?
Hi, I lost my husband in August. His name was Lewis. It was very sudden.
I'm sorry, Sandra. Thank you. And last but by no means least, Yvonne Ramos.
Yeah, I lost my partner 4 years ago, my mom in November, my brother in January.
So sorry, Yvonne. And it'd be lovely to hear their names.
My partner was Kevin, my mom was Heidi, and my brother Carmelo.
Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for that. I know sometimes, you know, the sharing can be challenging, and I guess I put you all on the spot. But you know, I guess I truly believe that even when people that we love have died, we should not stop talking about them. We certainly should not stop sharing them with people. And I think in that instance, an exercise like that is valuable and very important, and also to really truly understand and appreciate that we are all here together this evening as you know, as bereaved people of, you know, we've lost parents, we've lost partners, we've lost brothers, sisters, and you know, my heart goes out to all of you, absolutely, of course.
I also lost my youngest daughter's godmother, who was like a sister to me. Her name was Emily.
Thank you for sharing, Yvonne. I think we've got June. Hi, June. Have you just joined us? Hi, June.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. If you've just joined us, my name is Joe. I've been welcomed along by Emily to facilitate this group. And we were just quickly introducing ourselves, but also sharing the person or people that we have lost, and sharing their name with the group, if you'd be happy to do so.
Right. Yeah. So my name's June. Yeah, you can see it on this. Sorry, I've still been working. I just like not even finished completely. But we have so many referrals coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, my husband died January the 16th, and yeah, I've been attending the meetup fortnightly support groups. Yeah. He died suddenly. Yeah.
Thank you, June. As Emily said, the group chat will be open. If there's anything that people would like to ask, or you know, if they have an opinion about something, they wanted to share something, please use the group chat. I'm going to whiz on with a few things over the next sort of 10 minutes, but then my hope is to really kind of just open up an open discussion based around exercise and using exercise, I guess, as a form of expression, particularly within our grief. Some of us, you know, may be regular exercisers. Others, it may be, you know, something that people haven't done before. So, you know, I guess I'm really interested, and I don't want to just natter away to you guys. You know, I think it's interesting to, you know, use this as a group forum. However, the objective of this workshop is, you know, channeling grief through exercise. As I mentioned, my background is personal training, and through the Active Grief Weekends that our charity, the Good Grief Project, runs, we use exercise as a sort of as a physical form to express our grief. For me, when my brother died 10 years ago, it was, I think it's fair to say that my grief was wildly jaggy and very, very rough in those first few years. I think when I look back now, 10 years on, those edges have smoothed somewhat. But from a mental health point of view, I really struggled. I very much struggled. I couldn't think straight. I was making poor decisions, poor life decisions. And I dropped into 2 bouts of quite bad depression. And what I found was, and I guess my background has always been enjoying sport and being active, but what I found was that the place in which I guess was most easily able to find my sort of my equilibrium in my mind was through activity. I also found that just by riding my bike, for an example, even if it was on a commute to work, or an actual bike ride on a weekend, I would find a moment of solitude with my brother. It was a sort of a special place where he could be in my mind, at the forefront of my mind, and nothing was sort of in the way of that. So I guess using exercise and using movement, whether it was swimming regularly, I began yoga. I started to cycle a lot more. Not only did it give me time to reflect, I guess, on the love of my brother and the loss and time just in solitude with him, but it also dramatically supported my mental health at a time where my mental health was very, very fragile. I sincerely think that I wouldn't be in the position I am now if it wasn't for a long period of therapy, but also the exercise that I sort of took part in. So I guess that was my early years of moving forward in my life without my brother here, certainly in my heart and soul always, but that was those first few years. The exercise was a huge support, and I think that's what I have I guess brought into our Good Grief Project charity over the last few years since it's been established, is that connection between exercise, mental health, and how that can support our journey in grief. So as a charity, I've written here our grief belief, and I guess it is. I mean, it's not I wouldn't say it's our specific theory, but it's certainly some key points that we believe in. We believe that grief is a journey. We don't believe that people, when people sort of say, well, haven't you moved on yet? Haven't you got over this? That just doesn't resonate. There is no end, and in that sense, we see grief being the form that love takes when someone dies. And you don't end a loving relationship with your partner. You don't end a loving relationship with your friend. Consciously, you may decide to break up, of course, but no one tells you that you should stop that loving relationship, I guess is what I'm saying. But somehow, when someone dies, some people may come across and sort of say, well, haven't you got over it yet? As if there's some sort of sell-by date to our grief. And that, we believe that grief is a journey. You lean into your grief. You find ways to live with that love that you still have. So I guess in that sense, we strive to find our own way of embracing our grief, aiming not to cage or box it. And in that sense, we move. Grief is malleable. And when we think about it as a malleable process, something that, again, as a charity, we try to support people with is, how can we be creative with it? How can we, how can we make our grief blossom? And on our active grief weekend retreats, not only do we do a physical workshop, an active workshop, using boxing and breathing techniques, and aerobic exercises. But we also run a photography course. We also run a creative writing course, and I guess in that sense, it's an opportunity for people to express rather than close down and hide it away as if it's something to be ashamed of, or it's something that you know, may affect other people. So I'll hold it onto myself. And then in that, what do we know about the benefits of exercise and movement? You know, and I guess from my professional career as a personal trainer, I preach this stuff every single day. But when it comes to our mental health and our well-being, physical exercise is incredibly important. You know, we hear about it, you know, quite a lot. It feels like it's getting a more better press in terms of the importance of exercise, the importance of a healthy diet. But you know, the facts are, if we move and we exercise, we increase our energy levels, we increase our sense of well-being, our self-esteem and confidence can be improved. Our overall fitness is obviously improved in the various guises that fitness can take. We have a decreased chance of illness and disease. We put less undue pressure on our vital organs, etc. And you know, essentially, we have a better chance of living longer with better sleep quality, better skin health. Just a quick show of hands, if your video is on, how many people currently exercise? How many people are doing some form of regular exercise, even if that's, you know, regular walking? Couple of hands up, a couple of virtual hands up, a couple of virtual thumbs up. That's great. Okay, my next question then is, how many times after we've exercised have we felt pretty crap about ourselves? Just as I thought, no hands up. Okay, there's only once, and I can literally count once, where I have felt pretty crap after exercising. It's because I'd had a huge fry up just before I went out for running and I almost threw up. So yes, of course, there's going to be some times when you don't feel particularly good having moved and you've got a stitch because you've eaten just before. But the point I'm trying to make, which I'm sure many of you are aware of, is that sometimes getting up and going for a run, getting on your bike to cycle, going for a swim, going out for a hike, sometimes the thought of it might be challenging. The idea of getting out the door to do it can sometimes be tough, but afterwards, bet your bottom dollar you feel better about yourself. And there's reasons for that. There's physiological reasons for that. Blood circulation increases, that leads to, I guess, an increased sense of freshness and alertness in our minds. And then chemicals in our brain are released, endorphins, that actually genuinely make us feel good. They're natural happy drugs. So, exercise to support our mental health is absolutely critical. It's crucial. We were born to move. And yes, life throws all sorts of challenging moments at us. It's full of adversity. But if we can ride those waves, if we can ride the challenges of life, and we can look after our mental health and our physical health through, obviously, what we eat and good nutrition, but also through moving. Our bodies are designed to move. They are not designed to sit still. And we've gone through a technological age, we've gone through an industrial age that has made it far more easier to sit and work at a desk all day, to drive home rather than have to walk home, to sit on a sofa in front of a nice telly and have your entertainment in that way. So it's not our fault that we've become less active. It's not our fault that as a nation we seem to be getting a bit of an obesity situation. But it is still within our capabilities to exercise and to move. And within that, all the benefits that come from exercising and moving, are there for us to grab. I like to call it my happy sort of natural drug. I can't go for more than 2 days without exercising. I genuinely fall into a depression. So I guess it is a drug for me, but at least it's a free drug-ish, and it's a natural drug. So if you're going to be addicted to anything, I'd say be addicted to exercise. So I guess bringing that all back together, you know, when we lose someone, our life is rocked, our life is turned upside down. And of course, sometimes we cannot see the wood from the trees. We need support around us, absolutely we do. And when we can, we need to look after ourselves. We must do that, that is imperative. And in terms of exercise and movement, that is a really, really beneficial way of supporting our mental health and our well-being. I'd like now, guys, to just really open the floor up and use the rest of the time that we have as a bit of either a question and answer session. I'm open to any questions that people would like to throw out, either through the group chat or just to come off mute and ask a question, and or if anyone would be happy, and there's absolutely no pressure, but if anyone would be happy to share any of their own experiences around either their mental health or the use of exercise to support mental health and well-being.
I'm going to stop the recording or pause the recording so people can share things that are confidential.